you telling me the entire country thinks that I'm running for mayor against the man installing my toilets?
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're looking at actors whose distinguished filmographies most notoriously ended on a critical lowlight. We're focusing on relatively prominent roles, so cameos get a pass.
Cain, I ask you again, where is thy brother Abel?
Gene Kelly, Xanadu. From the beginning of the Hollywood talkies, Gene Kelly was a leader in musical and dance crazes. It seems fitting that his last film role, 14 years before his retirement, would swing him into the disco era, but Xanadu was released as the trend was dying out, and reminded audiences why. Kelly plays a jazz-age entertainer who was commissioned by a Greek goddess to create a roller rink with a modern artist. This tribute to pop culture history was really seen as a surreally cheesy celebration of vapid fads.
Well, I haven't had an opening night since 1945. Wow. I guess I got the jitters.
Well, just pretend we're back in 1945 all over again.
I don't have to pretend. It is 1945 all over again.
Xanadu has since achieved cult status on its camp value and spectacular production. Even now, though, nobody considers the critical and commercial failure to be a worthy last dance for Kelly. Patrick Swayze, Powder Blue. A low-profile dramatic stint after the 90s yielded mixed results for action and dance star Patrick Swayze.
Nobody puts baby in a corner.
Unfortunately, he ended his iconic career on the wrong foot with Powder Blue. This twisted Love Actually follows a miserable ensemble one redemptive Christmas Eve, with Swayze portraying a cruel strip club owner and gangster. The unfortunate few who saw the dire indie largely panned its cheap melodrama, but found Swayze's intense performance to be a highlight.
Christmas Eve, I'm gonna have a lot of very lonely people out in my club.
The film thus became a bittersweet curiosity following his death from pancreatic cancer just 4 months after its release. At least Powder Blue managed to showcase his versatile talent, as well as how frustratingly filmmakers wasted it at times.
Let me put it this way. If you were not here on Christmas Eve, you should consider getting a job at Wally's Wax Shack. Are we clear?
Yeah.
Bette Davis, Wicked Stepmother. Nobody in old Hollywood played edgy women as sharply as Bette Davis.
This is my house, not a theater. In my house, you're a guest, not a director.
What an insult to turn her complexity into caricature with Wicked Stepmother.
If you want to give us a wedding present, how about some ashtrays?
Davis plays a witch who terrorizes her stepchildren until she switches place with her bio daughter in the body of a cat.
Priscilla.
Priscilla who?
My daughter, Priscilla. She has come to visit.
This was not an organic plot rewrite, but it was necessary. Davis left the project during production, saying she couldn't handle the script or overall filmmaking. Let's just say that nobody questioned this claim when the movie came out, but Davis later revealed that she quit because her cancer returned, and she feared the truth would further strain her career if she recovered. She instead passed away shortly thereafter, with her many classics as the only compensation for Wicked Stepmother.
You are going to love her.
Joan Crawford, Trog. Speaking of Bette Davis, whatever happened to Joan Crawford?
I remember when it first came out, it got a tremendous reception. The critics described it as brilliant.
Well, the Oscar-winning icon was relegated to B thrillers through most of the 1960s. The new decade brought a new low with Trog, in which Crawford plays an anthropologist who studies a revived caveman to better understand human evolution.
Trog? Here, Trog.
The lead performance was commended for the actress's classic charisma and terror over this dangerous experiment. Other than that, Trog was panned as no better than laughably low-budget camp.
He spoke. Trog spoke. Fantastic.
Unbelievable.
Yes. Trog spoke.
The story goes that this convinced Crawford to finally call it quits and live out her final 5 years away from the public eye. It was a Hollywood career ending as archaic as the movie the starlet went out on.
Please, Trog. Let me have the child.
Bruce Willis, Assassin. It was a cinematic tragedy when action superstar Bruce Willis became prolific in cheap, often straight-to-video genre movies.
Mayday, mayday, anyone copying Channel 9?
Then he announced the real tragedy of serious cognitive disorders that forced him to take this work for his family.
Can I get you?
Grilled cheese with tomato. You know what they call that?
A happy waitress?
A happy waitress.
The backlog ended on 2023's Assassin, in which Willis plays a handler for a program that transfers soldiers' consciousness to carry out high-risk hits. The promising premise winds up bogged down by pretentious, inane sci-fi that kills all suspense.
You told me that he was a drone pilot.
This is the future of drone warfare.
With production values and action this flat, there never could have been much. There were many bafflingly bad Willis vehicles before his retirement, and about as many great ones. It's still a shame that Assassin wouldn't let him go out with more dignity.
Come on! You've always wanted this.
John Candy, Canadian Bacon. It was hard enough to crack a smile after beloved comedian John Candy died of a heart attack in 1994.
Yeah, you're right. I talk too much. I also listen too much. I could be a cold-hearted cynic like you. But I don't like to hurt people's feelings.
As unfunny as the Western spoof Wagons East was anyway, his second posthumous picture at least tried to be taken seriously. Directed by political documentarian Michael Moore, Canadian Bacon features Candy as a lowly sheriff who threatens to escalate hostilities between the US and Canada.
All right, people! Do not panic. I repeat, do not panic. I'm in complete control.
The satire was itself a battleground between cheap gags and overzealous, over-elaborate commentary.
Okay. What is wrong with this picture? No snow tires. No.
It was a critical and commercial catastrophe and remains Moore's only fiction film. Although Canadian Bacon still has more taste than Wagons East, both films sadly lack the charm of Candy's earlier work.
Where is everybody? I don't like this.
Gene Hackman. Welcome to Mooseport. After so much renown for his dramatic presence, Gene Hackman ended his acting career on a light, lousy note.
All right, Popeye's here. Get your hands on your heads. Get off the bar and get on the wall.
Even then, Welcome to Mooseport aspires to satire with the story of a former US president who runs for mayor of a small town.
So first off, to the rumor that I'm only here because I lost my Baltimore house in my divorce, absolutely true.
What audiences ended up with is a tedious comedy that offers no bite to its overarching commentary. It's not like there was much of an audience anyway.
You son of a bitch. You knew I was gonna do that, so you did it first.
I didn't know that. How could I know that?
You bugged me!
Following this disaster, health concerns prompted Hackman to retire to a much less public profession than politics, writing. He lived another 21 years and will surely live on through his many classics, though no one could rate his last film among his accomplishments.
Grace, look at me. Swear to God, I'll never have more than one sugar in my coffee for the rest of my life if you'll have me.
Robin Williams, Absolutely Anything. Comedy fans were devastated by the shocking death of Robin Williams in 2014.
Good morning, Vietnam! Hey, this is not a test. This is rock and roll. Time to rock it from the Delta to the DMZ. Is that me or does that sound like an Elvis Presley movie? Viva Da Nang. Oh, Viva Da Nang.
And they got absolutely nothing out of the British production that would punctuate this Hollywood icon's career. Absolutely anything. Simon Pegg plays an ordinary guy overwhelmed by an extraordinary power to grant all his wishes, including his dog gaining the ability to talk.
Dennis, be able to talk.
Biscuits.
What? Biscuits!
Williams voices the pooch with as much hammy commitment as we'd expect. Otherwise, the sci-fi farce was considered embarrassingly cheap in every way.
Oh no! Don't take away my power of speech now that I can think rationally. That would be so cruel.
This would sadly be the last we heard of Williams' lively voice, and with filmmaker-actor Terry Jones retiring with neurodegenerative disease soon after, Absolutely Anything has gained even more recognition as a tragic comedy that nobody wanted.
Dennis, you're a genius! Not bad, huh?
Sean Connery, Sir Billi. The sterling yet outspoken Sean Connery made a big deal about retiring after the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen disillusioned him with Hollywood.
Then the game is on.
9 years later, he briefly returned to the screen for a low point in British cinema. Actually, Connery just voices the title character in Sir Billi. a veterinarian who sets out to rescue a beaver banned by the government.
We need to move fast, people. Bessie Boo's life is hanging on a thread.
Even more baffling than the premise of Scotland's first CGI animated film is the crudeness of its technology, writing, and camp. Connery only took the project as a favor for a friend and to support Scottish culture.
Gordy, don't move her yet, son. Ugh. I need to check her out first.
But despite these good intentions and a terrible theatrical run, Sir Billi has gained a cult following as one of the worst animated films ever.
Let us celebrate united and be thankful for each other and be thankful for Catames.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Bela Lugosi, Plan 9 from Outer Space. The seminal horror icon Bela Lugosi was hardly flattered by his later work with Ed Wood.
I don't intend to return home.
Not even this earnestly incompetent filmmaker could salvage The Ghoul Goes West after the actor died of a heart attack, but test footage was used to incorporate Lugosi into Plan 9 from Outer Space, in which alien invaders resurrect the dead to help conquer Earth.
The grief of his wife's death became greater and greater agony.
Wood intended for this to be a loving tribute to his late friend and collaborator, but without consent, Lugosi became attached to what is universally recognized as one of the worst movies ever made.
The home they had so long shared together became a tomb, a sweet memory of her joyous living.
Plan 9's only highlight besides its camp is that it poignantly resurrected a screen legend. Still, let's remember that he became that through films much better than his final one. What are some other bad movies that rounded out otherwise great acting careers? Give your rants and raves in the comments.
Your will is strong.